Hello everybody and welcome to Plant Amateur. I'm Tara Gaines and today we're going to be working on my Monstera Siltepecana. Now you might be wondering why I'm showing you a picture and not the photo, and that is because it has already been processed. This video is from the future. I just forgot to do my intro. I am 100% not wanting to do this. Okay, this is Monstera Siltepecana. It's a very aggressive vine. The patterns on the leaves only stay on the plant in their juvenile stage. As they grow up, they lose the pattern, it becomes more green. And also as the leaves get bigger, they'll start to fenestrate, and that also causes them to lose that pattern. I love the pattern. I wouldn't mind having one be enormous and one not. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna propagate it, clean it all up, and I don't know yet. Okay, so this next part, for some reason the footage is like non-existent. Like I just did not shoot me cutting the vines off. I can't find it. So I've gone through and I've taken the vines and I've cut them into one leaf, 2-node cuttings. And this is what we're left with. So I got the big vines all washed, cut, and put to the side. I just gotta add some water in there before I forget. Now for the nasty business. I'm gonna time lapse this so you can get an idea of what it's gonna look like. It's brutal. I amazingly did not video this, I time lapsed it. So that's why you can't hear me. But what I'm basically doing is apologizing for ripping this plant to shreds. I decided not to go through all of the moss. It was just going to take too much time. This experience, following two other experiences, one with a philodendron and another one with a philodendron, has ruined my love of moss poles, and I am now exploring other options. We've got several cuttings here. There's one, and oh, this leaf broke. And these guys I'm gonna pot up right now so they have a bit of a chance to get ahead, because I believe these were the weaker ones, especially this little babe, not that one, this little baby that didn't want to grow. You can see here how I've laid the sticks across the surface. It's because the stem itself can rot. It's not designed to be in water. That's why I tried to position it this way, so the stick would be above the surface of the soil and all of the roots that were attached to those sticks would be in the ground. The Monstera Siltepecana has been processed. Let's see what happens. The two little babies that I planted up are looking good. They're surviving. This one is putting out a new leaf already. They're still like super slow growing. Like I find it to be kind of upsetting that they are so slow going. This one did put out an entire new leaf. You can tell the difference hopefully there by the color. That light green one would be the new one. This stem that's in there right down here is also putting out a growth point, but what I am noticing also is that a bunch of that stem is rotting. So I'm just gonna take that out and chuck it, because the remainder of this could potentially do to this plant. I'm just not gonna leave it in the soil. I'm gonna take it back. I also put some in my propagation tub, and you might notice that it is different again. So there we go. We have our Monstera Siltepecana plants right here, and they are growing super fine. Like they are putting out new leaves. I got 1, 2, 3 success. I don't know how many were in here to start with. I don't see any other chunks. The props are propping. They're doing their propagation thing. So it's just the Monstera Siltepecanas are super easy plants. Like they will grow. They want to grow. Oh. I forgot about the big papa. I don't know if I should call it. I'm not gonna call it that. I'm not. Well, I could, because I named her Mott. I don't know how to say it. It's Egyptian. But I got this really cool glass piece from a local garage sale. And me and the lady, I think, are kind of pals now. Like we're trying to arrange to have tea and coffee and Well, I drink coffee. I think she drinks tea. But anyway, I got this really cool vessel from her, and it's so thin that it does not take up that much leca, but it's so deep that it absolutely is perfect for what I need it for. So I just put the water cuttings in here. It's growing roots. It's happily shooting out a new vine. Let me look at this one. This one has 1, 2, 3 new sections since we shot last. Super happy plant, very easy, no holds barred. Let's see how we look a few more months from now. Here she is. I was looking over her and inside here, and I did notice some not so good things. I pulled out one already, but there was one vine that didn't make it at all. But as I see here, it looks like all the other vines have put out a shoot, and now we are growing. But as you can see, this growth is very small compared to what it was like when it was growing on a moss pole. I'm not sad about that. I do like the pattern the leaves have when they're in their juvenile state. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let these guys go. Kind of want to give them something, because if you can see here, there are so many aerial roots on every vine back here. They are looking for something to climb on. I still think it looks beautiful in this vase. I do think that there is some kind of trellis situation that I'm gonna need to have. I do think they're gorgeous. I have it on the top shelf, and I kind of run the vines along picture frames and stuff. So some of those picture frames are wood, so I can see why it might be wanting to attach itself to them. This would be a very easy thing to trellis. Like, I can get a couple of bamboo sticks along the side here and just kind of give it something to maybe not hold on to, because we're well past the point of holding on, but something to kind of contain it, and maybe it'll train itself to go onto the bamboo. I'm just looking at the situation up there, and I think it's gonna have to stay that way for a little bit longer. I'm sorry, little sweetheart. But I do have a girlfriend right now who is moving into a new place, and so she's going to need some new plants, she has asked me. So I think this will be a good opportunity to trim a couple of these vines, especially since they are already so established and ready to rock and roll. I'll just give her a couple of these vines, and then let's flash forward to when I actually do something. I figured it out, everyone. Here you can see I attached it with some zip ties, the bamboo stakes on either side. The bamboo stakes I got on Facebook Marketplace for a really sweet deal a long time ago. I have enough to last the rest of my life. And then I had this plastic meshy stuff. I bought a whole bunch of it when I had just begun and I was gonna make my own moss poles. This was not the solution, but look at this. It's just weaved back and forth through the mesh, the bamboo is, and at the very top I made another connection here with a zip tie, and I folded it over the top so it would stay in position, and I put another zip tie here, and then there's one on this side. But look at that, it's gonna be so happy. But she's gonna have to move into a place that can accommodate her new height, so she's not gonna be back on the top shelf. I'm gonna move her into the bedroom. I just had this great idea. I did double it up, so this is a small experiment to see how it likes to travel through. Maybe I should have started with one, but whatever. I'm feeling like such a genius, and I can't wait to see how this progresses. Thank you so much for joining me today. I think this is the end of the story for the Monstera Siltepecana until another propagation is made. I think she's going to be quite happy in here for a very long time. You're probably going to see this a few times because I have so much of this mesh left, and I have so many other vining plants that I think would really appreciate something like this. So the future. You've been watching Plant Amateur. I'm Tara Gaines. This is Mott, the Monstera Siltepecana. And we both hope you're enjoying yourself. So here you can see I attached it with some, oh God. This looks like a perfectly good pot. Landscape, landscape. Bull. I'm Barry Horowitzing.